I'm
That's
nervous.
great. Okay, so tell the people who you are and
What do you mean by who I am? No, I'm being serious. What do you mean by who I am? Like my name and my job title, or just like my name?
Welcome back to the Wealth Corner, and I have a guest with me, a very special guest, and I'll allow her to introduce herself. She did come for vacation, and I coaxed her into doing this video. So, Maryse, tell the people who you are and how we know each other.
So like she said, my name is Maryse, and I know Christina through what I like to call the Bud app, also known as Twitter. And really and truly, I just never let up. And here we are today. Now she's interviewing me on her Wealth channel.
Lovely, lovely. Okay, yes, so Maryse and I met on Twitter and we became good friends ever since. So, were you ever intimidated by money stuff like investing, budgeting? Do you ever feel like, you felt overwhelmed?
Yes.
Tell us when.
And she'll be able to tell y'all, I would always go to her and ask her questions like, what am I doing? Where do I go? Who do I sign up with in terms of like Roth IRA and all of that? It's a lot of information and I feel like it's very intimidating because if you don't know what's going on, high chances are you lose your money, and the thought of losing your money makes you not want to put your money into the market, but no money makes no money. You understand?
Right.
You understand.
I love that. I mean, I feel like most of us are intimidated at first, but once you kind of take your time, get people who know stuff, like you to me, then it makes it easier for you to... Exactly. So it makes it easier for you to just kind of dabble in because you see your friends doing it, and in terms of like long-term growth, you see some kind of profit from it without taking any money from the markets. And obviously it helps with just money dialogue with your friends and so on, and it makes the process easier. So yeah. In terms of habits and mindset, what's your relationship with money like today?
I love money.
Mind you, we just came from King's Plaza and
I bought a shoe.
Okay, but anyway, let's go back.
Money, girl. Money, rock my world. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah. What's your relationship with money right now as it stands?
I think personally, I have a good relationship with money. I like things and I like to buy things. I do treat myself as one should from time to time, but I'm also very mindful now in paying myself first, which I learned from her, by the way.
I love that. Mm-hmm.
So whenever I get paid, I always put aside something, whether that be in my Roth IRA or in my savings account. I always give something to myself first before I handle the rest of my business, before I treat myself, which is not that often, but
I think that segues into the next question, whether you're a spender or a saver.
I'm a bother. You understand? I'm a bother.
Okay.
I do spend and I do save. So
that's a new word. So, but I mean, it's good to have a good balance of both. So, one money habit that changed the game for you.
Autopay. Let me tell you, setting up whatever you can set up on Autopay, whether that be bills, rent, your savings accounts, anything on Autopay, it really does help you keep track of where your money is going in a sense. So it's like I can have it set up to where it would take off, like, let's just put out a number, $10 each week on a Monday. I know that $10 is going to come out of my account and go into my Roth IRA without me having to think about it. So that way it takes a lot of pressure off of you for remembering to set aside your money and it just makes things life easier in a sense. So that Autopay, they did their big one and even that.
I like having things on Autopay minus my rent.
Yes, I don't have rent on Autopay either.
Yeah,
that I go in and do it myself.
Yeah, but everything else, it's definitely Autopay. Anyway.
I think because of electricity.
Exactly.
Autopay is the way to go.
Have you ever made a money decision that you are not proud of? Because you know you like,
I wouldn't say I'm not proud of it. What I would say is think about what you're doing before you do it.
So, for example, the dunks you bought today, like you're proud of that, like you slept on that.
Yeah, because I want it done.
You want it done?
I want it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like you should be proud of something. Like if you want something, you could get it, but it's just like everything in moderation. But that's not a question.
Yeah.
What weren't you proud of?
So there was this one time.
Alright.
But there was this one. I did buy a last minute plane ticket to go. I like enjoyment, okay? Guilty. Anyway. And honestly, when I think about that, I'll be like, wow, I should not have done that. Not that I should not have gone, but I could have put it off for a later time. And I missed that money to this day.
So would you say it was an impulsive decision?
It was very impulsive. Did
you regret it entirely?
No regrets.
Okay, no regrets, but you're just not proud of it.
Yeah, I could have handled that better.
Got you. So, Maryse, when did you realize that, you're actually an adult now and like you have bills and stuff? Like, how did that realization kind of take place mentally in terms of just dealing with your money and everything, like emotions, adulting?
When I started my internship for my current job, when I moved from one state to another, and I was living by myself now at this point. Let me tell you, from having a roommate to living by yourself as a college student, you start to hold on to your money real tight, the little money that you make. And luckily at my internship I was able to have a little job. So I was a phlebotomist at a point in time. So that paycheck.
What were you?
A phlebotomist.
Okay.
That paycheck, it really helped go towards my bills more than anything. Mm-hmm. It's as a college student, you really don't have time for nice things, if that makes sense. Like you really have to. I don't know if I answered the question.
No, I answered.
Okay.
You answered.
You really have to focus, like living by yourself and itself, it's just you. There's nobody else to help you balance it out. With a roommate, you split everything in half.
Yeah.
When it comes to bills, at least. Like groceries and stuff, I guess everybody kind of does that separate. But your rent is split in half. Your electricity bill is in half. Everything is in half. But by yourself, it's just you. It's just whatever money you have in your bank account. And you really just have to focus on like, yeah, I may want to go buy this ice cream now, but my rent coming up, ice in the freezer ain't something too bad right now, the shit.
Hot water soup.
Nothing like saltwater soup, and I got sugar water for dessert. I'm going all out tonight.
I feel like they never prepared us as well
they
for
did not.
adulthood. And it's I feel like everything is also very expensive, so it's hard. And even me, like going through my 20s, obviously like I stayed with family first, but when I moved out, I'm like, wow, okay, this is ghetto. Yeah. It shapes you, yes, but it's a lot, and it's easy to go homeless, I feel too.
Facts.
Yeah, like you really have to be, especially living up here, like you really have to be on top of your stuff, and you really have no choice but to survive how you can. So yeah.
And as a piggyback, as an international student, it's harder because you don't have the accessibility as regular citizens do. So when it came to jobs for us, we had to have jobs that were approved by the government and also by the school. And that was minimum wage, which was like at the time I think it was like $7.25.
Yeah.
And what $7.25 could really do in the grand scheme of things. You understand? So it really teaches you to like, though you may want to do certain things, like you can't get lost in the crowd and lost in the sauce. You really have to focus on, yeah, I come here for business and handle your business. When it comes to money, we talk about that. But
Yeah, people we are, we try to at least strive to make something of ourselves for the time we have here and the time we have left on earth.
morbid.
but yeah, it's really like it's a real go-getter mentality that we tend to have. Like we're not lazy, hence this channel. But anyway. Okay, so the next question is, what does financial freedom look like to you?
I could buy what I want. Yeah, what I want. No, just kidding. But it's like that joke. I'm just kidding, man. Financial freedom to me, I think, would be ease. Simply put, ease. Not having to really put too much thought into the next thing. So, for example, if I want to go somewhere, because I like to go places, I like to see things. So if I want to go somewhere and I decide today, next week, I want to go to Mexico. Just putting that on there. I don't have to sit down and go through my monthly financials and be like, oh my gosh, I can't go this month or maybe next month. The ease, convenience, all of that. That to me is financial freedom. That I can just up and go when I want to up and go. And all things in moderation, of course. That's always the goal, the saying.
I feel like ease matters. I like that. I've never actually heard someone use ease to bring across financial freedom, but it really is ease. It's just you saying you can pick up and leave when you want to leave. I can visit you in whatever state you're at and not have to check my account in a sense, or at least feel comfortable knowing what I have there could suffice, basically, and more than suffice, of course, but just have and have abundantly as well. So yeah, I like that answer.
Yeah.
I like
it can't
this
be trip or rent. It has to be both. We can do both.
Yeah. Okay, we coming down to the end there. So, do you think women talk about money? Minus us doing it right now.
I was about to say it depends on who you're around, but
Do you think about it?
in general,
do you think they talk about money enough?
No. I don't think anybody really talks about money enough. And I'm talking more of on a Caribbean perspective. It's more like a culture thing for us too. We don't really have like stock markets and all of this consumerism in itself like thrown in our faces. So we don't really, I guess, talk about how we section our money, how we plan our money, or where to put our money and all of that. Because growing up they tell you, you save your money, you put it on that mattress and that's it and that's all. But there's more to that.
And I think salaries too. Just people don't feel like confident with the money that comes in, the typical income, the ability to grow, like even within a company, just what's the next job title, what's the next career move and stuff like that. So if you think about a salary like Eastern Caribbean dollars, you think about maybe 1,800, 2,400, 5,000 within that realm of money. But it's never like, okay, how far could this money stretch in a way that is like long term or just growing in itself? It's really just you eating away your money based on general bills and so on. Okay, so I was thinking in terms of like women, I think, women for one are actually better investors, but in the grand scheme of things, I think that we're not as risky, or like you'll hear men doing more things with their money. So they might gamble it, they might do whatever, but men tend to do more. Women don't really have discussions. I feel like men have more money conversations than women. Still minimal in general, but I think women are a little bit different in that regard.
I feel it might be how we grew up too.
Like reserved.
Yeah. Like we're very much, we don't really concern ourselves with the money of the house.
What's something that you believed about money that you no longer do?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like just saving it.
I like that answer.
Yeah, honestly. Because when I just started, my money was strictly just going into my savings account.
Mine too.
And then talking to her is like, put your money in the market, put your money in the market. You start your Roth IRA, start your Roth IRA. Oh my days. Guys, the pressure. Because, you know, I still, like, did not know much about it. But talking to her and then talking to my dad, and then my dad led me to my uncle who does investment and stuff, and I got
Love that. Put me on.
I got different insights onto different investing avenues, and I did start like a Robinhood, and then from Robinhood, Acorns.
Don't do Robinhood, guys.
Yeah, don't do Robinhood. I don't do Robinhood anymore, but you know, we all have to start somewhere.
I had Robinhood, and you know.
You make a mistake here or there, you know. You might lose money, but no money makes no money. And I hope y'all catch what I see that. Right?
That's a really interesting statement.
No money makes no money.
I have never heard of it.
No money
I've heard slow money.
If you don't put your money nowhere, it's not gonna make no money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyways, I forget how I was going with. Yeah. So, and then there's different savings accounts. So you have your general normal savings account, and then you have your high yield savings account. I would always say high yield is the way to go.
Why is that?
You get more bang for your buck. The interest rates are higher compared to regular banks where you get like 0.0001% interest. And mind you, you can have like 50K and you're making 0.0001% interest on your 50K. That's really not making anything for your money. It's just sitting there. Especially with inflation too. You're losing money in the process while you're trying to make money or save your money. So either put it into your Roth where they have people invest it for you, or you could invest it for yourself, or put it in the high yields where you can make more money. Like some banks have a 4.5% interest rate on high yield savings accounts. So
yeah, that's good, and it's really better than nothing.
Yeah.
So
better than under your mattress.
Oh, well, that's a whole other conversation. So, what's your biggest splurge, and was it worth it? I hope it's not tied into the airplane thing, actors, but let's see.
What's my biggest splurge? I like nice things, but I don't really like expensive things, if that makes sense.
Shein?
Yeah, but I would spend the money on a Shein. I do.
Brother.
Who doesn't? I mean, who doesn't spend money on Shein? I mean, not anymore with the tariffs. No, thank you. $25 on each item. No, thank you.
So I guess you don't have a splurge, like a huge splurge.
Yeah, I've never
like a cartel ticket.
I sold it. Okay, it was sold. I'm making my money back. Thank you.
Love that for you. And last question.
Really?
If you got $10,000 tomorrow, what's the first thing you would do with it? Don't disappoint me.
Invest it, of course.
All 10,000?
No.
Okay, well, let's break it down.
I was just about to say, I would hold some. You know, I'm not thinking about the specifics on, okay, I give myself 1K, this K, da da da. I would hold some, whatever that sum looks like to me, or however I want that sum to look like to me. I hold some, invest some, spend some, save some. All different things. Because if I hold some, That could be just be my check-ins. Saving some, I use savings account. Invest some, Roth IRA. Spend some, go and buy something nice to eat.
That was all 17 questions or so, I think. I can't remember. And again, it's my first episode of Krissy and Friends, a bit chaotic, but this is the beginning of having my close people just being interviewed by me, hearing their thoughts and kind of seeing where everything kind of aligns for the most part. I do have all sorts of friends, so I don't know how it's gonna look in long term, but I definitely like the start of this at least. So if you like what you saw, don't hesitate to
like, comment, subscribe, and share the video.
Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Okay, bye!